Part 2 is now in session, so let's continue with the CBS Fox video titles with the 1983 VHS of The Spy Who Loved Me with Roger Moore. And this is a James Bond film from 1977. This comes in a big box. This is a very difficult one I found. I found this back in 2010. Bond's perilous mission to save the free world. This is rated PG and it's 125 minutes. Got this back in August of 2010. This has the 1982 CBS Fox logo at the beginning. Here's the sticker label. And the end label, which I had to tape back on. And I accidentally put tape over the recording tab for some reason, but hopefully it won't be a problem. And next up is the 1983 VHS of Porky's with Kim Cattrall, Scott Columbia, Khaki Hunter, Nancy Parsons, and Alex Carraz, and Susan Clark. And this is directed by Bob Clark, who directed A Christmas Story. The film's from 1982. For a good time, come to Porky's. This is rated R and it's 99 minutes. This has the 1983 CBS Fox logo. Here's the sticker label, and this came from Shannon Books and Video in Tenley Park. It's a tan lid, just like on my VHS of The Spy Who Loved Me. And next up is the 1983 VHS of Table for Five with Jon Voight. And the film is from 1982. The film also stars Richard Crenna. Share the laughter and tears on a voyage of discovery. And this is rated PG and it's 120 minutes. And the film's actually from 1983. I need to tape it back on. The box back on. Here's the sticker label. And there's no print date. And next up is the 1984 VHS of Porky's 2 The Next Day. With the same cast as the first movie. And the film's 1983. The hilarity continues. This is rated R and it's 98 minutes. I got this at an antique store a couple years ago. About 2 years ago. Here's the vertical sticker label. And there is no print dates. And next up is the 1984 VHS of Octopussy with Roger Moore. And this is a 1983 James Bond film. This is in stereo. The world's greatest spy as you've never seen him before. This is rated PG and it's 130 minutes. And you can see the former rental stickers from RJ Video Incorporated. Here's a sticker label, and there's no print date, but it's a Scotch lid on there. And next up is the 1984 VHS of War Games with Matthew Broderick, Dabney Coleman, John Wood, and Ali Sheedy. The film's in 1983. This is directed by John Badham. A thought-provoking, exciting, and brilliant blockbuster. This is rated PG and it's 114 minutes. Here's a sticker label, and there's no print date, and it's a tan lid on there. And next up is the 1984 VHS of To Be or Not to Be, with Mel Brooks, Anne Bancroft, and Christopher Lloyd. also stars Charles Durning and George Gaines. The film's from 1983. Who else but Mel Brooks could have asked such a question? This is rated PG and it's 107 minutes. Here's the vertical sticker label. There's no print date, but it was a former rental from Family Video. And next up is the 1984 VHS From Russia with Love with Sean Connery. And this is a 1963 James Bond film. This is the second James Bond film. Agent 007 finds romance and adventure. This is 118 minutes. Here's the sticker label, and there's no print dates. And next up is the 1984 VHS of Alien with Sigourney Weaver. It also stars Tom Skerritt, Veronica Cartwright, Harry Dean Stanton, John Hurt, Ian Holm, and Yap Picardo. And this is directed by Ridley Scott. The film's from 1979. The Ultimate in Science Fiction. This is rated R, that's 116 minutes. Here's the sticker label. And this came from the Real Video Store. I need to tape the actual sticker label back on. And next up is the 1984 VHS of The Day the Earth Stood Still with Michael Ruddy, Patricia Neal, Hugh Marlowe, Sam Jeff, Billy Gray, Francis Bavier, and Locke Martin. And this is directed by Robert Wise, who directed The Sound of Music and West Side Story. Aliens Invade the Earth. This is 92 minutes. Yeah, I do have a lot of those CBS Fox tapes from 1984. Here's the sticker label, and there's no print date. And next up is the 1984 VHS of Arsenic and Old Lace with the late Cary Grant, Raymond Massey, Jack Carson, and Peter Lorre. It also stars John Alexander as well. This is directed by the late Frank Capra. Filmed in 1944. Cary Grant stars in classic murder farce. This is 118 minutes. And this is a Warner Brothers film, but United Artists had the rights to this film at the time. Here's the sticker label, which I have to tape back on, and there's no print dates. And next up is the 1984 VHS of The Magnificent Seven with Yul Brynner, Eli Wallach, and the late Steve McQueen. This also stars the late Charles Bronson as well. The film's from 1960. They Fought Like 700. This is 127 minutes. This is directed by John Sturges, who also directed The Great Escape, which I believe also had the late Steve McQueen. Here's the sticker label, and there's no print dates. And next up is the 1984 VHS of The African Queen with the late Humphrey Bogart and Katharine Hepburn. And the film is from 1951. The cover is faded, unfortunately, but this is a former rental. Academy Award-winning performance by Humphrey Bogart. And this is 105 minutes. Here's the sticker label, and there's no print date. And the former rental sticker is faded. And next up is the 1984 VHS of On Golden Pond with Katharine Hepburn, Henry Fonda, and Jane Fonda. And this was Henry Fonda's last film. The film's in 1981. A contemporary classic featuring golden talents. This is rated PG and it's 109 minutes. Here's your sticker label, and there's no print dates. And next up is the 1984 VHS of Live and Let Die with Roger Moore. And this all stars Yaphet Kotto and Jane Seymour. And this is 1973 James Bond film. It was Roger Moore's debut as Bond. Roger Moore debuts as James Bond in this dazzling adventure. This is rated PG and it's 121 minutes. Here's the sticker label, there's a tan lid, and there's no print dates. And next up is the 1984 VHS of Who Stopped the Rain with Nick Nolte and Tuesday Weld. Filmed in 1978, and this is a Key Video release, which Key Video is a division of CBS Fox. It has an early Key Video logo at the beginning. A ruthlessly honest portrayal of war and its aftermath. This is rated R and it's 126 minutes. I'll probably put the link to the Key Video logo in the description. Here's the sticker label and the tan lid. This has a former rental. They have former rental stickers, but it doesn't say what video store it is from. And next up is the 1984 VHS of The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly with Clint Eastwood, Lee Van Cleef, and Eli Wallach, directed by the late Sergio Leone. And the film's in 1967, even though it has a 1966 copyright date. A classic in the true Western tradition. This is 161 minutes. I do know this is rated R, even though it doesn't list it on there. Here's the sticker label, and there's no print date. And next up is the 1984 VHS of The Maltese Falcon with Humphrey Bogart and Mary Astor. This also stars the late Peter Lorre and Sidney Greenstreet. Directed by John Huston. The film's in 1941. Bogart as most brilliant. This is 101 minutes. And it's another Warner Brothers film, which United Artists had the rights to at the time. Here's the sticker label, and the same rental sticker from Video Library in Sarasota, Florida. But the rental sticker's faded. And next up is the 1984 VHS of Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid with Paul Newman and Robert Redford. It also stars Catherine Ross. The film's in 1969. Old Buddies in the Old West. This is rated PG and it's 110 minutes. Here's the sticker label, and there's no print date. It's a Blockbuster rental. And next up is the 1984 VHS of Thunderball with Sean Connery. The film's in 1965. Bond at his best. This is 129 minutes. Here's the sticker label. If there's no print date, there's a tan lid. And next up is the 1984 VHS of Romancing the Stone with Michael Douglas, Kathleen Turner. The film is also from 1984. They do make them like they used to. This is rated PG and it's 106 minutes. Here's a sticker label, which is from 1990, and there's no print dates. And next up is originally a 1985 VHS of Snoopy Come Home, which is the second Peanuts film from 1972. It's another Playhouse videotape, which Playhouse Video is a division of CBS Fox. Snoopy. Missing. This is rated G and it's 80 minutes. Although this set has the Playhouse Video logo on the box, the tape inside is actually the 1992 VHS, which has the Fox Video logo on it. Got a couple years ago. And next up is the 1985 VHS of Bachelor Party with Tom Hanks and Adrian Zmed. The film's from 1984. Can this marriage survive the party before? This is rated R and it's 105 minutes. Here's the sticker label, which is a 1990 reprint. There's no print dates. And next up is the 1985 VHS of The Muppets Take Manhattan. It's directed by Frank Oz, and this is the third Muppets film from 1984. It's a TriStar Pictures film. The Muppets hit it big in the Big Apple. This is rated G and it's 94 minutes. Here's the sticker label, which I had to tape back on, and there's no print dates. And next up is the 1986 VHS of Commando with Arnold Schwarzenegger. The film's from 1985. Take something from Arnold Schwarzenegger and he'll get it back his way. This is rated R and it's 90 minutes. Here's the sticker label. This came from the video movie department of H.H. Gregg. And the last tape for this part is the 1986 VHS of The Jewel of the Nile with Michael Douglas, Kathleen Turner, and Danny DeVito. And this is the 1986 sequel to... the 1985 sequel to Romancing the Stone, which I already showed. Kathleen Turner, Michael Douglas, and Danny DeVito are at it again. This is rated PG and it's 106 minutes. Here's the sticker label, and there's no print dates. So that's going to be it for part 2, and stay tuned for part 3.